What's up, Acolyte Squad? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte, and I have a question for you guys. In 2021, can Star Wars fans please not get offended by everything? I mean, I feel like we've been watching these movies, these shows where the big message is about like not holding on to the past, focusing on the present, looking into the future and trying to act based on what you think is going to happen, leads to bad things, right? It happened with Anakin. I said this before. He had the Force visions, seeing his mother suffering and in pain, sorry, man, my nephew's been messing with my chair, so I'm like trying to get adjusted trying to adjust myself while I'm like recording, and I'm just going to leave this all in here. But you look at Luke Skywalker, right? He tried to prevent Ben Solo from becoming Kylo Ren, and we see how that turned out. He ended up becoming Kylo Ren, and everything that happened in the sequel saga, whether you loved it or hated it, it happened. And how did it lead? How did it all play out in the end? Kylo Ren went away. Ben Solo returned to the light. He gave his life for Rey so that she could continue her story, her journey, and he died, right? And we've got Star Wars fans who are still upset about that, right? One of my personal friends posted yesterday, while all this drama involving Star Wars theory and Pablo Hidalgo, whatever that is, I'll get to that in a minute, right? She's talking about she's still not over the rise of Skywalker and how they did Ben Solo. Ben deserved better. And I'm like, dog, it's a story, right? How are you offended by a story? And I know, somebody might point, well, Prince, you had your moment. I wasn't offended. I didn't have a moment. I wasn't offended by the story. As a matter of fact, the whole Luke Skywalker Mandalorian finale thing, I forgot I even posted the video saying that, why I didn't think Luke Skywalker would be the person to answer Grogu's call. I forgot because I posted a video. It's on to the next one. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but I have 8 YouTube channels, and I mean, yeah, this is the biggest one, but I'm just be real with y'all. This isn't my favorite channel out of the 8, right? The one that I like the most, that is my baby, is the channel that this started out as, right? Where the mission was, one of my favorite writers gave me the mission in an email. He didn't like, here's your mission, but he said something to describe what he saw me doing. And I was like, that sticks, right? If you watch that other channel, and I've talked about this Christian mystic from Cyprus named Daskalos, the teacher, right? I referred to Daskalos when I talked about Luke Skywalker and what he did in The Last Jedi, right? Dr. Kyriakos Markides, sociology professor at the University of Maine, wrote those books on Daskalos, the Magus of Java, right? That was one of the books that played a part in why you're watching this video, right? The Magus of Java, did I call his book The Magus of Java? It's The Magus of Strovolos, right? I read those two together, and later, a decade later, maybe more than a decade, I found out that Costas, who wrote the Magus of Java, because he's Greek, right? He's from Greece, and Cyprus is an island, in that region, the Mediterranean region. He actually was interested in the stuff that the Daskalos group was doing, right? The research for truth, right? So this idea of real life Jedi, they were like real life Christian Jedi, and that's a real thing, right? Daskalos passed in the early 90s. I don't know how people had never heard of this Christian mystic who was, like performing miracles right there out in the open. But it is what it is. His granddaughter or just his daughter? I think it was just his daughter. She contacted me about coming to Cyprus to train with them. She used to send me Christmas cards all the time and just all kinds of stuff. So he has students in America. There's a huge gathering in Sedona, Arizona. This is real stuff, man. Like, right. But that's what I'm interested in. So the story, whatever happens in Star Wars and the stories, right? It's like, okay, I wouldn't have made that choice. I wouldn't have made that decision. Y'all are like, Lucasfilm needs to hire you, Prince. They need to hire you. You got great. Do you really think they should hire me? Because I wouldn't have put Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. I would have kept his story separate, completely separate. Maybe he gets a cameo. I would have had somebody else, some other Jedi that you never even knew about. Just like we never knew about Kanan Jarrus, even though Kanan was inspired by some Order 66 survivors from Legends, especially the girl who survived the Vader book that was supposed to have been, this is what happens after Revenge of the Sith. Now that doesn't exist anymore because we got that Vader comic book series. But in that, if you haven't heard me talk about it, there was a girl who survived, a Padawan who survived. I think she and her master they both survived together, and they were going to go take out Vader, and Vader killed her master. And like at that time, Anakin hadn't fully embraced Vader, hadn't fully embraced the dark side, and his fully embracing the dark side and himself as Vader was actually confronting her master and telling him, you've heard of the fallen 21 or 22. Well, I'm the fallen 23rd. He tells him I'm Anakin and I fall into the dark side, and then he kills that guy. Right. And that sense of delight or joy that he got out of like causing that suffering, made him fully embrace the dark side. And somehow she escapes. She changes her name, and there's like the smuggler in the story. She goes off with the smuggler, very much the story of what happened with Caleb Dune, right? Kanan Jarrus. So, I used to have Dash explain to me how Kanan was actually Kyle Katarn, and I'm like, well, his visual look, is similar to Kyle Katarn, but that story, I know you're bigger than me and this and that, and you love Star Wars more than me because you cried watching the Force Awakens trailer, right? That, and you get more views, and, you got ghostwriters and people helping you with the channel, but it is what it is. You know more than I do, whatever, right? And that brings me to, the latest drama. Is it, actually, I don't really know. I just know that Pablo Hidalgo made a comment. Maybe he was being sarcastic. What I've heard is it was a joke that just kind of fell flat. But he said something about, because Star Wars Theory cried when Luke Skywalker shows up, swoops in and saves the day on the Mandalorian finale. And somebody posted a video, Star Wars Theory is watching the prequels, The Phantom Menace, and young Anakin meets Padme for the first time. Star Wars Theory cries, right? And I don't really, I'm not making fun of the dude. Just like, Dash wants to cry when he's watching Star Wars trailers for The Force Awakens. Man, I've been moved. I haven't cried, but I've been moved to almost to that point. And it was in The Last Jedi, right? I was going through some things in my personal life. I was going through some things on an energetic level, if you want to call it that. Some of y'all who follow what I do closer than others, know that right before The Last Jedi, I was at a seminar, my ninjutsu lineage. Dr. Glenn Morris is Hoshin Tao, and Rob is now the grandmaster of Dr. Glenn Morris's martial arts lineage. Teo and Santiago more kind of hit up just the meditation, the energy stuff, right? The Kundalini awakening process. And my bro, Esley Caldwell, licensed acupuncturist. Esley spent time with Dr. Glenn Morris before Glenn passed on too. It's only like a very small handful of y'all even know what I'm talking about right now. And, and I can see everybody's like display picture or where we've had Twitter interactions in my head. So it literally is a handful of, the homies, right? The rest of y'all, either you're interested in this or you really generally don't give a shit. That's cool, man. Like, I'm not going to say, well, if you don't like this and you don't know about this, you're out. I'm not like that. But it's like when I want to go there, it's only a few people who can go there because they know, right? If you know, it's like my Sifu says, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. But Rob kind of we did a meditation exercise towards the end of the workshop, and they kind of opened up some things energetically in this person who attended, they're trans, so I don't want to misgender them, right? Because that's a thing. Yeah, they had some energetic stuff going on. I'd been at this for a while. A lot of us there had been at that thing, been doing this for, a hot minute. Most of us over a decade. So it was like, wow, like I learned some new techniques because I'd never done anything like live in person with anyone except for Esley. Everyone else through Cap and Dr. Glenn's stuff had been, through Skype calls and through Skype, over the internet. So that was my first in-person training experience after doing this stuff for, at that point, when was that? 2017. So about 8-9 years. Yeah, something like that. 7 to 9 years. So Rob kind of said where my energy was at as far as the whole Kundalini thing. I'm not going to share that with you guys because that's personal. And I don't teach the Kundalini stuff at all. I know I've had some people disappointed in me. They signed up for various programs and that's what they were looking for. But I'm not at the level where I don't have the permission to teach it, for one, and I'm not at the level where I would be comfortable teaching that. There are some exercises that I have taught in the past. I would like to release a course because I wrote a course a long, long time ago. To actually, it was like a Kundalini meditation, meditation for like Christian mystics. Like I wrote that course while I was in seminary. Actually, we had an assignment to write like a vacation Bible school curriculum for a Christian education course that I took. And before then, I did a meditation session because it was a Christian meditation course, a Christian education course, and you're supposed to teach something because it's Christian education, right? Who would have thunk it? So after I did like a 45-minute meditation workshop as part of a bigger, my group, we were in charge of teaching the lesson for that class. So it was it was one of those 2 day a week or 1 day a week classes. So it was like 2.5 hours. So yeah, so we had, I think we did like the teacher like did something for the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes to set it up. And then the rest, it was all right, who's the group for today? Y'all got it. So we did like this whole thing around like Christian spirituality, prayer and meditation. And I had the meditation I had the floor 45 minutes. At the end, my professor, Brad Wiggers, he was like, well, I don't know how this seminary thing is going to play out for you, but I would pay for you to see you teach what you just did. Like you could get paid for that. And I think he kind of laid the steps for me dropping out of seminary, because that was the spring semester of my first year. And then I've still thought about that. Right. So when it came time to write our little syllabus, he kind of challenged me. I think you should try to do something around that lesson you did. Like if you could turn it into a 5-day like workshop seminar type thing, you might be able to sell it one day. So I did that, and it's somewhere. All my stuff is back in the U.S., but I think I have a digital copy of it somewhere, and maybe one day I'll put that course out. Right. But I feel like I'm saying all of that because I feel like Star Wars fans have really missed the boat, right? Like people get offended about everything. And like I said, that brings us to the Star Wars theory thing. So, I already touched on it. So anyway, let me share my screen real quick, because really it was the response to all this stuff going on with theory and other people bringing their shit to the table, right? So, I know somebody's going to be mad that I'm showing this person, right? So I said, I'm beginning to think that Star Wars fans don't actually watch Star Wars. Y'all need to train yourselves to let shit go, right? So I don't know who this person is, Clarissa DeLune. Clarissa is rewriting Star Wars 9, right? You're going to rewrite Star Wars 9. Right. So she said, fuck Disney, Lucasfilm, fuck Pablo Hidalgo, but fuck also the Star Wars fandom for laughing along with Disney Lucasfilm employees shitting on marginalized fans for years, and only now getting worked up because a cis-het white guy receives shit too, and very mild compared to what other fans get. Right, so not sure what you're talking about, who's facing backlash. Guy from the Star Wars Theory YouTube channel made a reaction video to Luke appearing in Mando. He cried, and Hidalgo made fun of him. Star Wars Theory is being rightfully defended by the fandom, but this energy is nowhere to be seen whenever fans from minority demographics get shit from Disney Lucasfilm. Right, so what I heard, because I don't, you should delete this. I don't watch Star Wars videos on YouTube. I know I made my comment, and this is me responding to you. Say, yo, Prince, speaking of letting go, I'm trimming down my YouTube subscriptions for 2021. Besides yourself, can you recommend a couple of channels that provide well thought out Star Wars content and commentary? I cannot, because I don't watch, like, I know I've said that before. People are like, oh man, why are you hating on other channels? Watch what you want to watch on YouTube. The way I watch YouTube is probably not the way any of you watching, none of you watch YouTube the way I do, unless there's probably only one person who might follow my channel, be subscribed to me, that watches YouTube the way I do. And that's a dude who also has been coached by Daryl Eves. And that's because the way Daryl teaches, and if you don't know who Daryl Eves is, like I said, people watch what they want to watch on YouTube. Daryl Eves coaches Mr. Beast. He's his manager, right? Like Mr. Beast, he's so awesome. There's a bunch of other channels. Like, it's at the point where I can look at somebody's channel, because I know how to do channel reviews, all of that. I learned it from Tim Schmoyer, right? Like, if I had a channel talking about how to win on YouTube, I would be better at that than Star Wars. That's no cap, right? No lie, right? Because, I mean, Sean Cannell, Roberto Blake. Hell, I think I got Roberto's phone number or something, or I did. I don't know, or maybe I don't. I know Roberto was like, yo, man, if you DM me, we're boys. Roberto Blake was subscribed to me when I first started doing, that's how we linked up. I didn't know that he was, who he was. I was like, who is this guy? Like, he disagreed with me about when I was like talking about, oh yeah, this is the how to be a Jedi in real life, and he was like, no, I think the Sith way is better. And I was like, who is this guy? And I clicked, and at the time he was the biggest person on YouTube to like comment on my video, and that was when he was still doing Photoshop tutorials and stuff. So, you know, he's 300 away from 500,000 subscribers now. You know, we had hours long conversations. One time, Roberto's probably not, because I don't think he's watched me in a minute, but there was one time when I was still like, you know, like some of you guys know I did like the 100 days meditate. Oh, Prince, that's so inspiring. You did 100 days of meditation. Did you start you don't have to do 100 days. Did you do 10 days? Right? Can you do 5 days, just 5 minutes before you go to bed, or 5 minutes when you first wake up for 1 week? Right? I don't need a pat on the back, because me doing 100-day meditations didn't start with Rogue One, right? Davlin can tell you, because he was subscribed to my old channel, that I would do a 100-day meditation challenge, and I would just stop making videos. I come in, I say, oh yeah, I'm on day 60. Sorry guys, like I've just been in my zone, and I just didn't really feel like dealing with YouTube and none of that. I'm just wake up, meditate, eat breakfast, go to work, come home, work out, and go to bed. You know, like the big challenge when I did that was, whenever I do these, I like just don't want to do YouTube or anything. Well, at that point, YouTube was paying my bills, so it was like I had to. I was about to say all I wanted to do was just meditate, go to work, and relax. But I started that challenge, and it didn't end at 100 days. It went for almost 2 years. Like I was almost at the 2-year mark, and I was up editing a Star Wars video late, and that was the year there was no Star Wars at the holidays, 2018. And and I missed it. Like I looked up and I was like, oh, I better go meditate real quick. And it was already after midnight. It was like, oh, I got to start over day 1. I was at like day 700 and something. Literally, I was a week away from two years of consecutive daily meditation. And I've never been able to get back on a streak since then. Not like that. Eventually I will. Very soon, 2021, I'm gonna get back on track. But I'm saying all that because there was one day Roberto and I were on the phone for a good 5 hours, and I started looking at the clock like, yo, man, you're gonna make me. I haven't meditated today. Like, I was like, I know he's giving me like some good tips and stuff, and this is a good conversation, but dog, we're gonna have to wrap this up, man. I'm about that Jedi life. Like I gotta go spend some time on the cushion, because the clock is ticking, man. You about to make me miss my day, man. But that's a bad thing too, to be so attached to your practice that it like stops you from living your life, right? Unless you're a monk or you're a hermit, and then your life is completely devoted to that. And that's something there's a book that I heard about last night, and somehow I got it free on Audible. I don't know how. Yo, man, if you're in the Audible or you're not, yo, man, I gotta plug my stuff, because I'm not doing that enough. Hey, man, you can get a free Audible trial. I think a 30-day trial or something, or you get one book. I don't know how it works, but there's a link in the video description. You know, support the channel. Get you some stuff on Audible, because somehow they got this new Audible membership, unless they enrolled me in it and I'm paying extra. I don't remember enrolling in anything, but somehow you get like free books now on top of your free credit, or not free because you paid for it, right? But I've still got 5 credits I haven't used, and I think if you don't use them, you lose them after a while. And there's like a book that just came out about like, this is legit, like this, legit, like deep meditation state, right? This is how you train to reach that state. And unfortunately, I listened to somebody talk on it, a Taoist teacher that I've been in contact with. We had the same lineage, but we had the same teacher. But he's actually trained under the teacher. I've only trained under people like him, like students that he's given permission to teach. Although Master Wong has seen me, I think on Skype, or he saw a picture or something. Like Taoists, they do like this face reading thing where they look at your face and I don't know how it works. Like it's like some Luke Skywalker, Ben Solo shit. They look at your face and do some divination and come up with your future. Something like that. I'm sure there's some expert on Taoist face reading who's never practiced Taoism in their life, but they heard some crazy person on YouTube talk about it, and they'll educate me on it in the comments, and I'm not going to read it because I'm like, I don't care about what some crazy person on YouTube told you about this, and they've never trained with anybody. Like, I'm interested in people who've actually experienced it, and they can tell me their experience, or if I've experienced it, right? Because the third-hand information is not going to trump what I've experienced and what I know, based on from my point of view, right? That's another point of view. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's less informed. Kind of like all this stuff going on with Star Wars, right? Star Wars fandom, people getting offended by stuff, right? They see things from their point of view, and it's like they might not even have firsthand information, right? There was a post last night in a Star Wars Facebook group where somebody was like, Chloe Bennett would be a great Dr. Aphra if they bring Dr. Aphra to Disney Plus, and I said, yo, man, I started to say she looks the part, but then I've seen, and Chloe Bennett is half Chinese. I've seen drawings of Dr. Aphra where she doesn't look mixed. The particular picture that this person posted of Dr. Aphra, she did look mixed, right? Like Dr. Aphra is Asian, right? But we don't know. I mean, does Asian exist in Star Wars? Hell, who knows? Who cares? Right? Because that question has come up. Pablo Hidalgo said that Aphra's Asian. Sabine Wren is Asian. Clan Wren is Asian. What does that mean? Does that mean Indian? Does it mean half Asian? Does it mean, Chinese, Taiwanese, and Japanese, Hapa, Pacific Islander, Indonesian, Filipino, right? What does it mean? But I've seen drawings of Afro where she looks more Asian than Chloe Bennett looks. Not to say Chloe Bennett doesn't look Asian, but I'll be honest, if I didn't know that she was mixed, I would have thought she was a white girl. She looks more white than Asian to me, just in what I've seen her in, Maybe there's some pictures of her younger before Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe it's just the way that she's been presented in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know. Right? Maybe she dyed her hair all black. She might look. I think she did do that in one season when Quake was had kind of gone solo, but I don't remember. But anyway, so I commented, she looks like she could be a good Afra, but I was under the assumption that Chloe Bennett is straight, right? Like, didn't she used to date one of the Paul brothers? Logan or Jake, one of them. I don't know. They're both the same to me. I know they're not, but I don't watch them. So, like I said, they're both the same to me because I don't watch them. They're just Logan and Jake Paul. You say one, I don't know which is which. I don't know who's the older one, who's the younger one. It's the Paul boys, right? Logan, Jake, whatever you want to call yourself. They're all the same to me. But I'm saying that because I don't watch them, right? How many times am I going to have to reiterate that? That's why I don't know the difference. Right? I just know there's Logan and Jake, the Low Gang, and whatever. I don't know. One of them knocked out Nate Robinson. One of them's going to fight Mayweather. I still don't know the difference. One of them knocked somebody out. The other one's going to probably get knocked out. You know, if Floyd doesn't want to, you know, play it out and make a show out of the fight, out of the exhibition, and Floyd is probably going to stretch it out, you know, make sure people get their money's worth and then win on points, you know, like he did with Conor McGregor, right? You know, so I got a response. Are you trying to say that a straight woman can't play a lesbian? And I'm like, bro, you need to slow your roll. I didn't say anything. All I said was I thought she was straight, right? Now, if I was implying anything, it would be that there will be people who will be outraged that a lesbian actress wasn't there. There's like, surely there's an Asian lesbian actress who could play this part, right? Because that's a thing. Why is that? Because people get offended over everything. I'm not implying anything. I don't give a damn who they find to play Afra, if she's going to be in a Disney Plus thing, a Star Wars thing, but somebody will, and they're going to get offended by it, right? Just like, what did she say? Disney Lucasfilm employs shitting on marginalized fans for years. Now, would you say that an Asian American, an Asian lesbian actress would be a marginalized fan, even though that actress might not? Well, no. Marginalized other queer Asian American Star Wars fans. Right? And I've worded it that way. Y'all got to remember, like, when I sit here and I like word stuff, pay attention to how I say things, because I worded that a specific way. Because if you understand, like, I'm specifically talking about one person who is a huge Dr. Afra fan, who has written, hell, I think she wrote something in the Dr. Afra book, right? Has been on the Star Wars show. You think that she's maybe, I mean, I know she's not going to watch this video. She probably doesn't watch Star Wars stuff on YouTube. And I don't blame her. Hell, I don't either. Somebody's going to get offended by this, right? And that's what I mean, right? Like, it's like the whole message of Star Wars is lost on people. Train yourself to let this shit go, right? Star Wars Theory cried about Luke Skywalker and cried about Anakin meeting Padme, and I didn't know this dude like geekdom, because I woke up and I'm like, why is everybody upset today? Like, what is going on? First I was seeing people calling Star Wars Theory a pussy, and one of his fans was like, no, he's jacked, look how much he works out. I bet you wouldn't say that to his face. Then Geekdom, chimed in like, this is my bro, like, you shouldn't talk like that to anybody, and you definitely wouldn't say it in person. I've not been reading my comments, but I see stuff, right? Here I look up Star Wars Theory still trash as fuck if people needed a reminder. Yo, man, I've said things about Star Wars Theory. I don't know anything about him as a person. All I know is he's a power lifter. And, y'all know who I am, or if you don't know, shame on you. But I care about fitness, right? This whole Urban Acolyte thing started out as a fitness thing, and it's moving back. Speaking of, like, I'm looking at my cousin talking to me about a fitness thing I'm doing. If you haven't heard, I'm doing this thing, kettlebell wide. Like, it's not even a new thing. It's the channel. If you've trained with me, and there's like less than 10 of y'all who probably know about this. It probably won't even show up in search because there's nothing there on the channel. Not really. But what I was saying was, if you've trained with me, the channel where I was posting all of my exercise demonstration videos, they were unlisted. So if y'all start rushing, oh man, let me see how to do this, you can't see it because the videos are unlisted. You can only see them if you're training with me, because then they'll be in whatever app that I use next, where I demonstrate the exercises. So if you want to see that stuff, well, you got to be a paying client of mine, right? But anyway, that channel, I'm going to be doing follow along workouts. So what I was saying was, I know Star Wars Theory, he was like this like big shit power lifter in Canada. And then and Stupendous Wave, I think was, I don't know, I was about to say it was a fat kid, but I don't know if that's true. I know he's had like this life changing transformation, partly due in part to the stuff he's done on YouTube. And I wish he would talk more about that. I know he's, he's jacked now, and he's, does all his bodybuilding stuff when he's not, and in this video, we're going to talk about, he has a funny way that he talks. I know that's not how he really talks, but I had to stop watching him because, he'd speed up the audio, and he kind of, I don't know. I'm not going to get on him, but I'm not the only person who said that either. There's some other people in the Star Wars community on YouTube who said the same thing about how he talks in his videos. But hey, man, you do what you do. Some people hate my voice, and hell, sometimes I don't like to hear my voice either. We being real. I really don't watch my own videos, and I have to when I edit them. But it is what it is. But I wish they would talk more about that stuff, right? I care about fitness, right? Star Wars just for fun. This is, geek out about Star Wars after you've trained, after you've had that hard leg day, or you've been hitting the bag and you need to cool off your dukes, right? This is kind of the, what did I say? Like how I learned about San Diego Comic-Con was after my wushu class at Jing Institute out in San Diego, California. We had a Saturday class. It was a hard session. And then afterwards, everybody was kind of stretching out, sipping some water or Gatorade or whatever. And, then it was like, so how are you guys going to spend the rest of your Saturday? I was like, I'm going back to the base and going to sleep, because not even the base, the boat, because I was living on the ship then. That was when I first got to California. And they were like, yo, man, I think we're going to go to Comic-Con. I'm like, what the fuck is Comic-Con? What the hell is this, right? So, and I think later they actually performed in Comic-Con. Like my wushu school was like the top, like no shit, the top. Like if you follow wushu people, Kung Fu Philip, he's done a lot of stuff with Jackie Chan. I've been trying to see if he actually came through Jing, but he's friends with a lot of, like, these guys were like kids when I was there. So I don't really want to call them my classmates because they were like kids and teenagers. But Wes Scarpius, he was in Cirque du Soleil for a hot minute, performing with Jade Shu. She was in Kung Fu Hero, Kung Fu Zero. She was in the Wing Chun, like, soap opera series in China on Chinese TV. She was in some other stuff too. She's actually from Italy, but her mom was like a big wushu person. Her sister's some kind of champion. She's still in the Cirque du Soleil. I don't know if she's still doing movies and the TV thing. I don't really know what happened with that. She might still be trying. I know she was like getting engaged, and to one of her teammates was an Italian guy, and I think he's doing stunts and movie stuff. and they were doing stuff together. And then I don't know what happened with her engagement. I used to be Facebook friends with her, and then she just like, I don't know, she kind of fell off the map. Not really, but not literally, because I know I just told you she's like doing Cirque du Soleil. Well, I don't know what she's doing during COVID, because I don't know, because y'all are in America, and hell, seems like half the country thinks COVID is a hoax. Excuse me. But what was I saying? Yeah, this whole geek thing, it came from, this is something you can do after you train, right? Now, I know that's not going to be something that catches on with the greater Star Wars fandom. If I want to grow on YouTube, you know, people just want to jerk off to Luke Skywalker and you know, talk about the next thing coming. And I know, you know, for this channel to be viable moving forward, I have to change, right? I have to change, one, because if I, you know, this is, you know, Q4, you crank out videos, but learning what I've learned about how to grow on YouTube from the people that I've trained with, studied with, and seeing how I've done things in the past, like I'll burn out on this, I'll burn out on Star Wars, because I've been there. Right, last year, this time I was like, all right, after the Rise of Skywalker, I'm done. Fuck Star Wars, fuck YouTube, fuck all this shit. I got to do something different, right? And that's why twice in 2020, I made all the videos private, and I was like, yo, I'm starting a new channel. And people were like, no, move the videos. Don't take all your old Star Wars videos down. People were pleading with me, don't delete it. Even some other YouTube kind of, well, I won't say YouTube, but video gurus, because I don't know what Owen Himsath, I don't know if he's a YouTube guru or just video in general, but he was like, yo, man, focus on the storytelling. Don't shut your channel down. Don't start over, right? Roberto's, it's not fair to your fans if you take away your old content to do something new. And I'm like, well, nobody's watching my old content, but that might be because I made the videos private and YouTube has done something weird with the algorithm where they're like, well, nobody watched these videos for 2 weeks or a month or whatever. I still have some videos that are still private from the summer when I was like trying to figure out what I was going to do. So it is what it is. I'm not really worried about it. I'm like, that stuff is in the past. I made my money off those videos. I got the views and the subscribers and whatever else, the likes and dislikes. The only thing that matters is the present, right? You focus on the present, and, you know, and maybe in the future things will get better. But this channel is not going to be my top priority. My top priority is the mission that I set out to accomplish on YouTube, to help people get in shape, and to, as Dr. Kyriakos Markides said, to bridge the gap between Eastern spirituality and Western tradition. Now, I don't know how closely I'm going to stick to that, because I don't really want to bridge the gap, right? I'm learning about Eastern spirituality as a person from the West. How Star Wars came into that was Star Wars kind of bridges the gap between East and West, Eastern spirituality and, you know, and Western tradition, like, you know, like Kyriakos said, Dr. Markides, right? And that's where the Star Wars thing, that's how it got involved. That's it, right? I was using examples from Star Wars to help illustrate the points that I was trying to make. And I've said, how many times have I said this, that the people watching those videos didn't know anything about Star Wars. So it's like, well, let me teach you about Star Wars now, because there's some new movies coming out and I'm really excited about it. And nobody's watching these videos anyway. So who cares if I, you know, make a few Star Wars videos, like 900 videos later. But for me, you know, I said this before and people aren't going to understand it because, like I said, you don't watch YouTube the way I do, right? I watch YouTube. I have a different YouTube channel for different kinds of videos. I have a YouTube channel account. I shouldn't say channel, account. I have an account where I only watch kettlebell workout videos, right? I don't have an account for I did, and I realized I do have an account for Star Wars videos, right? And I left home and I was like, I'm gonna let YouTube do its magic, right? And I just let the channel keep running and playing videos. And I came back and it was full of nothing but like Star Wars Theory and Mike Zero. It was like all it was. It was like Star Wars Theory and Mike Zero. Every now and then I get a Generation Tech video and I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching this. I want to slam my head against the wall. 5 Mike Zero videos in a row. I'm not watching any of this. And that was in my history. Like I went back, I was like, what did this play? Because I just wanted to see if it would play Star Wars videos. Would it keep recommending and suggesting Star Wars videos? Play like 5, 6, 7, 8 Mike Zero videos in a row. I come back, I look at the homepage. There's nothing but Mike Zero, Star Wars Theory, and Generation Tech. It might be a Star Wars Explained video sprinkled in there. I know I watched I played a few Stupendous Way videos while I worked out. Can't say watched because I was working out and I had the audio turned down so low. I really didn't know what he was saying. But and I was like, I don't enjoy this. And that's when I came back, in the summer. I was like, look, y'all, I can't do this because I don't enjoy watching Star Wars videos on YouTube. And the way my approach to YouTube is to be part of the conversation. What are the videos that are popping on YouTube? Okay, well, that's the conversation that's happening. And YouTube, that's how YouTube works. Like I've heard people say YouTube is clickbait. No, it's not. Geekdom said that. He was like 90% of YouTube is clickbait. That's how it works. And I'm like, bro, so you saying that you're clickbait or you're in the 10% that's not? That's not true, man. Like I'm looking at my homepage right now, and I see, I just show it to you guys. What the fuck am I talking about? Right? If James Harden stays with the Rockets, Houston will be a major player in the playoffs. Now, I mean, undisputed, they don't have to do anything. I think a lot of their audience is people who either don't have cable or can't watch Skip and Shannon Undisputed during the day, watch the clips on YouTube, right? I don't know what this Neolithic I don't know what this video is. I don't even know who Miss Lemon is. Old school, the Young Turks, right? On I watch a lot of basketball stuff on my Urban Acolyte account, right? I watch so there's all kind of stuff that's going to be on my homepage. The Spirit Science dude, I was thinking about him last night because he said he had a video years ago about Reiki, and I was remembering it. I was like, that video's bullshit. A lot of people like him because he has a very positive sounding voice, but I don't know. I haven't watched him in years, but a lot of stuff he says is kind of bullshit. But I mean, there's no clickbait here. I don't see clickbait. It's just, oh yeah, here's a video of mine where I moved it to my other channel. What are you doing? What are you doing? But I mean, you make an entire, this is really bad. Okay, I wonder what's really bad. Why they're showing James Wiseman and Steph Curry? Macro. What time? Okay, let me finish this video real quick. All right. I don't know what this is. Something about music. the geekdom video. I mean, is he saying this is clickbait? No. You make an enticing thumbnail because you get the click. A good title, a good thumbnail. Is it clickbait? If you deliver on what Master P and Baron Davis are reportedly in talks about Reebok. See, this is an old picture. Is that really? That doesn't look like Master P. It might be. Master P played in the NBA for like the exhibition season. And there's old Baron Davis from the Warriors, right? That really doesn't look like Master P, but maybe it's because when Master P was in the NBA, it was like 20 years ago. And I'm remembering how he looks now. Oh, there the video is again. All right, but you make an enticing thumbnail, you make a good title to get the click. If you deliver on what you said, it's not clickbait. I don't think people understand that, right? If you can deliver on what you said, it's not clickbait, right? You just want it to be interesting enough to get the click. Here's my main man, Ryan, right? I don't know if y'all knew when I was like, yeah, I'm doing the Spider-Man thing. I'm getting certified with GMB. So my next big, I didn't mean to click that. My next big, where did I go? My next big, like, fitness workout thing is going to be like, it's going to be body weight. It's going to be GMB stuff, right? Handstands, all kinds of cool tricks, planche, like calisthenic stuff, but even getting into gymnastics movements, backflips, all of that. So, I don't know how that program, don't ask any for details on that because I don't know how it's going to work, right? I got injured going through the training, the certification. I got all the way to the last phase of training and just too many injuries mounted up. And so I have to start over in February. And, hopefully in June, that I'll start to talk about that. But in the meantime, I'm going to be talking about some other fitness stuff. Like I said, I'm doing kettlebell WOD. I'm going to do a 21-day challenge in January. I would love to have it ready to go on the 1st, but I got, Nisa's family's here, and I can't get it together this soon, this fast. It's probably going to be like a CrossFit, like body weight CrossFit is the best way I can describe it. Like right now, I'm going through a course on CrossFit programming. Here's my notes. Like I'm not lie. Like I got, learning about Diane and Angie. I got pages and pages of notes on CrossFit, how to program for a CrossFit, not just a CrossFit workout, but an entire program. So this 21-day challenge is going to be a body weight, so you don't need kettlebells. I can't make it the way I'd like to because I don't know how many people are going to sign up for it. I don't know what equipment people have and don't have, and it's not like one-on-one coaching. It's not going to be that. It's going to be here's the WODs, and go do them and check in with me. It'll be free, but it'll be limited because I don't know how many people. I'm going with a new app. I had a trainer with this app. I think I mentioned this before. I had a celebrity trainer write a program for me, and then I worked with another coach who actually coached everyone through it. It was not a good experience, and that doesn't reflect on that coach because he's got another coaching business, and it doesn't reflect on the celebrity trainer. It's just that, he had to, this is why, I'm coming, I've got to make a hard line. And I was in a test group, right? In the past, and I'm guilty of this, I've told people, they're like, oh, well, Prince, I don't have this equipment and this, and I don't have this. Can I still do it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, you can do it. I'll adapt it for you. It can't do that. Not in an online format because, I gotta be I got to be as strict as I am in person online, and it's hard to do that in the online space. It's hard to coach people online, harder than I thought it would be, right? In person, some of y'all have gotten some pretty good results, I think. I know one guy is having trouble losing weight. He lost about 35 pounds, last year, which might not sound like much to some people, especially people in the bigger loser, that think everything is like the biggest loser. But for somebody who hasn't gotten results doing anything, 35, 40 pounds, it's like 3 pounds a month, right? It doesn't sound like much, but it's something. What's up, man? You want to be on YouTube? You want to be in a YouTube video? What's up, boy? You want to be on YouTube? You're going to be famous one day. Say, what's up, man? What's up, y'all? My name is A10. I'm an urban acolyte. Tell them, man. What's up? Oh, you want to get down? Like, I'm not ready for the big screen. He's going to be famous, y'all. This the next Tony Jaa right here. The next Tony Jaa right here. His dad is a Muay Thai champion. His dad did Muay Thai. Hey, man, he kicked the shit out of me the other day. He's shy now. He's scared now. All right, man. He's probably going to get into some stuff while I'm finishing up this video. He's telling me he wants to go to the store, so he's telling me I need to shut up and get this video finished and posted. So I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to post it raw. I think, yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do, because he's already dressed and ready to go. I kind of need to jump in the shower again because I'm sweating in here. But what was I saying about? Oh yeah, quality control. I learned this from working with that coach. Is he wrote his program for people to go in the gym. They got access to these cardio machines and certain stuff. And I'm like, I don't have gym access. I got kettlebells. I got this. I got this. He tried to tailor the program, but it was intended for a certain thing. And so now I've got to say, look, man, or ma'am, dude, person, Padawan, I'm just playing. This is who this program is for. This is what you need to do it. If you can't do it, I'm in a network with thousands of other trainers who coach online or might be in your city. If you have this and you have this need, I can reach out to somebody and say, hey, I have a subscriber on YouTube or a person who follows me. This is what they're looking for. I can't train them. Who can take them? Who can help them out? Who can do them right? Oh, you coming back? You coming back? You want to be on camera again? You want to be on camera? You want to be on YouTube? So that's what I got to do. Like, if it's not a good fit, it's like no harm, no foul. Maybe next time, I try to have something for everybody. Maybe not a one-on-one program, maybe a group program, but it's like, this is something that I learned from my man Elliot Holst years ago. The more people that I help, in turn, the universe will help me. And some people have been helped by me talking about Star Wars. And so it's like, I can't just spitball. I got to get back to how I was planning to do things, right? Where I've literally got, where's my phone? I've got like topics that I still haven't even hit yet. A certain way because remember back, I was like, yeah, I post Star Wars videos on Sundays and Wednesdays. Those days are probably going to change because I'm like collecting data. That's one of the reasons I've been uploading more frequently, is I'm trying to collect data on what days people are most active on the channel, because those will be the days I post videos. It makes sense, right? The days people come here to watch videos are the days that I post new videos, right? So I got like, you guys can't see this, but I've got like these topics, right? Star Wars theories, Kung Fu nerd reviews, MCU, superhero training, real life Jedi training, Mandalorian. Of course, I've actually done those, right? Why Moff Gideon is Force sensitive. How did Moff Gideon get the Darksaber? Is it a mistake to put Boba Fett in the Mandalorian? Actually, I could go back and cover that. Was it a mistake? Star Wars breakdowns. Rise of Skywalker ruined Kylo Ren. Rey is the greatest Jedi. Superhero training. I think I'm gonna have to do superhero training and podcasts, right? I think I'm going to do like these long style videos, but like the geek culture rundown way I was doing things where I hit like multiple topics, because and then turn that into a podcast, like a real podcast, and then the video will be on YouTube, but having an actual off the dome podcast where I can talk about fitness and everything else and have it be a once a week thing. Maybe I'll do that on Twitch. Right, just talk, because I want to grow on Twitch. I'm thinking have it be a just talk where I record it and then turn that into podcast and then repost it on YouTube. My main man, Mr. Happy, does that with Final Fantasy. So I'm thinking once the baby and everybody's gone, I'll probably start doing that. Star Wars theories, while Mara Jade will be canon again. And then I have Star Wars movie news, Star Wars Rebels. So those are like topics that the hero's journey in the DCU, MCU, Captain America and Luke Skywalker have the same heroic journey. That would have to be a podcast along with my Wonder Woman review. And then I want to do something about like how women, like female action movies have bombed in 2020. Why is that? Wonder Woman 1984, I'm not going to say it bombed. People really dislike it. Mulan, people really disliked it for different reasons. Harley Quinn, the emancipation of Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, people, that kind of bombed. Why is that? Because I liked all three of those, but I'm kind of like, yo, man, were the stunts cool? Could I follow the story? Was there a lesson that I can take away from the story? Okay, good movie. That's how I evaluate things. I'm not a film critic. I never planned on being a film critic, right? I've never wanted to be one. I just like what I like and I leave it at that. Well, I accidentally hopped on here with the maestro. She's live and I'm live. This is my Instagram coach. So before I go, all this fitness stuff that I mentioned, because somebody's going to post in the comments, Prince, I'm interested in the fitness stuff. Give me more details. I don't really sit around going through my comment section anymore. It takes away from my home life, especially with the Star Wars stuff. Some of it's toxic, and then my wife can look and tell that I'm reading something, and then she'll get on me on the other channel where I'm starting to talk more about martial arts, fitness stuff, meditation. There's different. I kind of have to read the comments because that relates more to my business as far as things I'm trying to do, the fitness business. We're trying to get a Ely Chin, a martial arts and meditation retreat going here in Thailand, up in Chiang Mai. If you watch the Martial Man, kind of what he's doing with the Martial camps, we're trying to do that, but just for Ely Chin. So that's look, man, there's always like multiple things going on at once. So some of the stuff I'm doing on my other channel, presenting like meditation stuff in Buddhist temples and stuff, those are things we want to do. With the Kung Fu is like do these temple tours in Thailand and Chiang Mai, train for a week and learn meditation with like legit, monks, because, the monk that does all the meditation training in Ely Chin got ordained here in Thailand. I don't know if he's I'm gonna have to read up on him, because Thailand it's Theravada Buddhism here, but I always thought he was Zen or Chan tradition. But I don't know. He's like big time. I didn't even know he like travels around the world. People travel all over the world to learn his walking meditation. See, when I talk about like being about that life, like y'all don't understand like that. Running around, this kind of takes away from my training and the things I'm trying to do. And it's like a trap because it's like this also pays for me to train, right? It gives me the time to do those things. And I'm kind of like, well, what if I just start making content around the training and find a way to, to have that be its thing and use this to feed people into that. And that's essentially what this is. Like, I'm being 100% transparent with you guys. Like, my goal now with Star Wars, I want to make this channel popular and viable, have it grow again. And then, there's this thing. And we kind of talk about the deeper aspects on my other channel. So follow me over there if you want a deeper look into this, right? And you go over there and, here we give you the appetizer. And if you want the full course, you got to go over there, right? It's part of a funnel, right? This is the crack, but if you want the cocaine. But hey, man, the big takeaway from this talk, me ranting this off the dome session, Star Wars fans got to stop getting offended by everything. And it's like, you got to get a life, man. Like, geekdom was like, Prince, you don't understand. This is some people's religion. Y'all don't understand. It really is my religion. It really is. This is a myth. But the real thing, there's the myth and then there's the reality. And this draws from the reality. And that's what I'm pursuing. And so I might say, well, I disagree with this. Just like if this was a Bible channel, I would disagree with stuff in the Bible too, because that's what we do in seminary. We learn to wrestle with the difficult topics and to try to find a positive meaning out of it. I didn't want to see Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. I wasn't happy that people spoiled it for me. I didn't get to enjoy it, right? Maybe I would have teared up too, like Star Wars Theory did. I don't know. That was robbed from me, and I was upset about that, right? It was like, well, okay, if I'm wrong, at least I want to enjoy being wrong. Fuck, man. Like, I'm just sitting here like, oh, well, here we go. When is Luke going to show up? Oh, well, that was kind of cool, but oh, well, like I was expecting it, I didn't get to enjoy that. And that it's not just that, right? I had somebody spoil The Force Awakens from me. Thanks a lot. Han Solo dies 69 on Instagram. You punk bitch motherfucker, right? Thank you for that. And then, who was the dude? You're subscribed to this channel. I hope maybe you've gone and started watching Mike Zero now, because I tried to block you from everything. But the little punk bitch that tried to ruin The Last Jedi for me, right? Because he looked at the leaked pages from when the visual dictionary got leaked, and somebody uploaded the pages. Geekdom talked about him, but Geekdom's a Dragon Ball person, so he would probably be pissed off if somebody tried to spoil Dragon Ball for him, right? Dragon Ball Super comes out, or when Dragon Ball Super Broly came out, if somebody tried to spoil it for him, he probably would have been upset. Now, Geekdom has told me, he's told me stuff, and I'm like, that's cool, man, but I'm not going to look at that. He sent me the images of Rey and Kylo Ren both holding the lightsabers in The Rise of Skywalker. There was stuff that I knew about, and they're like, oh, well, Doomcock knew about. I was like, Doomcock didn't know about shit. I knew about that stuff before I left for Thailand when he was making those videos. I just chose not to report it. I was following all the same leaks and everything too. Because at that point, I'm like, well, everybody's spoiled The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi for me. I might as well go on and just read everything about The Rise of Skywalker myself, right? What did Snitch 9 say? You won't even get the chance. You stupid. You won't even get the chance, right? Shout out to Snitch 9. Takashi Snitch 9. Doomcock is the Snitch 9 of the Star Wars community. say? Jeremy got that wet, got that gushy, got that. I already told y'all how I feel about that motherfucker. I heard he made a diss video about me, but I ain't gonna watch it, so it's like it doesn't exist. So whatever. Somebody will run and tell Jeremy that I cracked on him and said Doomcock was in the car with up in his Audi. Geeks and gamers got that wet, got that got that gushy, got that. All right, y'all. Nisa's telling me to shut the fuck up, so I'm in this video. The big takeaway: Star Wars fans got to stop getting offended by every damn thing, man. Y'all need to learn the lesson that Star Wars teaches. Learn how to let go of that stuff. That's really all I got to say. Acolyte.